guess what? I got a Discord server. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Ashes of Creation discussion round, the longest running podcast for Ashes of Creation. With special guest me, I'm back, yay!
He's back!
Woo! Finally! Alright, so, as usual, what are we gonna talk about?
What do you mean? There's so much to talk about.
I don't know. I was MIA for 2 months. I know I missed 2 live streams. I missed so much that you guys have to catch me up on like a bunch of stuff.
And they have said so for like November and December. They're probably gonna be, ooh, you got little guy. I got little guys next to our faces and names.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so for like November and December, they're gonna be.
So we're gonna talk about the live stream. That's what I assume.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the live stream. Right. That's the obvious thing to talk about first. And then we'll get BCG's spicy takes on the new cosmetics. No,
I mean, yeah, I have to. I'll be honest, I have to catch up on so much. So,
but yeah. So for November and December, they're probably not gonna do the live streams pretty early in the month. Just because of holidays. People that didn't know, this past Thursday was Thanksgiving for us in the U.S.
Yeah. Nobody cared.
Outside
the U.S.
Yeah, nobody cared outside the U.S.
But I'll be honest,
I don't know if anyone really cares inside the U.S.
I mean, I had friends. I had friends over.
True.
I celebrated Thanksgiving, and I'm not living in the U.S.
No, but you're from the U.S., right?
I
You just live in Germany.
I live in Germany, where they go brum brum fast on the Autobahn.
Is there a German holiday in November?
Nothing like really like.
He has to think about it, so I'm gonna go.
I mean, we have a shit ton of holidays that nobody really cares about, but everybody is happy about it because it's like days off work.
I disagree with that. People care about Thanksgiving, and I disagree with you, Taxon. People care about Thanksgiving
in Germany. You know,
I was being.
I have to say one thing when it comes to holidays. One thing that Germany does really, really well compared to the States is, you know, I love Halloween. It's my favorite month. It's my favorite day. But in Germany, they have a time period of 4 to 5 months. It's called Fasching. Right? It's pretty much where every city has like parades and stuff where everybody dresses up and people just drink nonstop. Like 4 to 5 months. It's like every weekend you go somewhere else and there's like a big like carnival and people dress up and everybody just drinks nonstop. It's fun the first couple times, but after many years of doing it, you're like, oh my god, not this again.
Did I say hello? I meant to say hello. Sorry.
All right, so we'll talk about the live stream. So what was going on? What was going on during the live stream?
It's a short one. It's short and sweet. Well, not short. It was still like the hour-long thing, I think. But they showed off cosmetics. The 3D renders from some stuff like the mounts, the pets, the and armor.
So the wait, let me find it real quick.
He's gonna look for it.
Yeah, it was kind of the usual thing.
The usual thing.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about the new cosmetics or the mount animations first? I'm scrolling through the live stream through this transcript right now. It's your pick. I know you guys always are super strong on cosmetics, so we can talk about the cosmetics first if you want to. I kind of want to talk about the Renkai cosmetics, the 3D renders.
Oh yeah, we can start
the 3D renders for that.
Yeah, because I own that pack. Because I saw that, like I skimmed through a bunch of stuff today when I was getting ready to do everything, and when I redid the overlay for the stream, and I have to say, I mean, I dig the way it looks, but I would prefer to see it on an orc.
I think
I think it would look way better on an orc.
I'm trying to look for something real quick before I make my comments on this.
Don't look for stuff. Make your comments. Have some balls.
Well, I'm trying. Like, I need to know the name of something where like reference it better. So, I think they learned their lesson a little bit from the Wrath Legacy set, and put the armor on a bigger, beefy, bulkier character to fill it out more. Because when if you look at this set, which is called the Black Scale Imperator, and you look at Wrath Legacy, they have some similar. They're not close, but they have some similarities.
In regards to, oh, you mean like concept art to 3D render?
Concept art to 3D render, but also like some similarities in terms of like the shape of the shoes, the amount of skin that's been showing, the amount of skin that's showing, the kind of like person underneath the armor being more bigger, bulkier thing than we're like kind of used to looking at.
You know what I'm wondering right now? You know how we gave how we always talked about that the concept art in the 3D render did not match, and then Steven popped into the stream and said in chat that it's the first iteration of the 3D render.
Is that for Wrath Legacy?
Yeah.
He's done that for a couple of things.
He did that when we were talking about, I think, the Soros.
Yeah, so that's the one that when we were going off about
it still looked good, but yeah, there was like
yeah,
some
I know
differences
there were a lot of differences. So what I'm wondering right now if they learned from that, because from what I recall, we weren't the only one who gave them like trouble for it.
So.
And
I feel like we weren't getting in trouble. We're just
we just pointed out, hey, here's a concept art, here's the 3D render, two different things. So what I'm wondering now if they no longer show the first version and just show the final product. That's what I'm wondering right now.
No, I don't. I still think there's probably gonna be a couple passes on this. You will probably see a couple things. I don't think this is finalized just yet. Also on that, I don't know if it's the angle, but I had the same problem with the shoes that I did with Wrath Legacy. The shoes look longer than they need to be. They look very clownish.
Oh, how Rinkai had this thing where they like to have these like half plate shoes.
Didn't you make that same comment for a different cosmetic pack?
Wrath Legacy, which is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the same problem I have with this. They both have the kind of pointy. They have the same shoes. They almost the exactly same shoes. I don't think you can. I think they are almost carbon copy the exact same boots kind of going on for them. Where you have this very pointy metal end that it makes the foot look elongated, and then like it goes up to about the ankle, and then it shows half the leg, and then the other half is covered. The outside half of the leg is covered.
Yeah, it's kind of like these weird shin guards that are off to the outside.
Yeah. You have the exact same thing both on Black Scale Imperator, which is what this set is, and then on the other set we commented on, the Wrath Legacy. I think it elongates the foot. Like it could just be the angle we're looking at it on, but I think the way it looks like when it's facing you, looks like it elongates the foot, and it makes it just look like clown shoes to me. I don't know.
I kind of see what you're saying.
I know what you're saying, but didn't real knight armor back in the day also have like really like similar like shoes like that?
No, they had like a cod piece that definitely showed off a wang.
Let me
thing here. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like the toes go to a point, kind of elongates it. I need to compare it to like a cosmetic that doesn't have that.
I mean, yeah, you're right. So I'm looking at like real life knight armor. There are some that have like pointy feet, but not as long as what we see in the cosmetic. Most of them that I currently see, I just did a quick Google search. are more rounded.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's to go with the cosmetic kind of theme, which is kind of a lot of pointy angles. So,
I mean,
I think that's why they
honestly,
did it.
I would
I think. Go ahead.
I would dig the cosmetic more if the whole set or the feet, the shoes were like barefooted.
I could see it on this one because this one's kind of like a Roman gladiator kind of thing
Yeah.
going on for it. So you could do like sandals, stuff like that. I love the set overall. It's just like I like it could be the angle. I'm not like the set looks good. I have a lot of great things to say about the set, which I will say after this. I'm just saying, I like my one criticism about the set.
It's
The
kind of arbitrary
shoes-
just to have like metal. I guess I've never ran in metal shoes. I just imagine them not being the best for running. So you have like this whole like set that's all about agility, kind of. I mean, it's kind of agility. Has a lot of open areas, but then like your feet, you just got them in these metal shoes.
I just had a gut feeling because these shoes or the way the shoes look, I knew I'd seen it in some other MMORPG. I know it wasn't World of Warcraft. I know it wasn't Guild Wars 2. So just out of curiosity, I just Googled Knight Armor Final Fantasy. And the first couple pictures I see of what I think is, what's in the class? The one with the spear in Final Fantasy. Dragoon, yeah. There are a couple Dragoon armor sets here, and they all have shoes like that, like really pointy and really long.
Well, that's also very much in the Dragoon theme, if I remember right, because they're all about the spiky, pointy stuff all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's a good looking set. Like I really cannot wait to see this. Like I said this, like when it first came out, when I bought it, I want to see this on an orc or on Tulnar. Like I can see this looking on a Tulnar, depending on if it's really reptile like. I can see this being really badass.
That's what I am looking forward to.
I really like the fact that this is one of the few cosmetics that we get to have. Like there's very few that aren't afraid to show off skin.
Yeah.
Too many like
did
this
they,
is a stance.
Wait,
go ahead.
Let me ask you something. Did they say is Asher's gonna have boob sliders?
Yeah, they said
I would assume it would have it if it's gonna have
they're gonna have boob sliders. Steven's like joked about this quite a few off. I think the first time he actually confirmed it was during an AMA. People were asking if they were gonna have certain sliders.
What I'm
I think they in their specific question were asking like dick sliders, but like I don't think like Steven definitely confirmed they're gonna be boob sliders.
I mean, if there's gonna be boob sliders, what I'm wondering now if the female version of the cosmetic, is pretty like tight, and you see the shape of the boob. What I'm wondering now, does the cosmetic change with the size of the boob depending on how far you push that slider?
It would have to, or you'd have to clip through it, or this cosmetic changes the shape of the character.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
It's not the first cosmetic that we've confirmed changes the shape and size of the shape of the character.
I could see it doing that.
I mean, is this a cosmetic one of those that change the complete look? It shouldn't. No, right?
Not that severe.
No, not that. No, I mean, like how we have some cosmetics that change the
like Sorrow's Hunger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, this doesn't do that.
This doesn't do that. So yeah,
Face of Sorrow,
exactly. So, okay, that's something interesting. All right, the weapons are not included. We know that.
Yep.
I mean, the weapons.
That's cool that they keep on producing the weapons just to like show them.
Yeah.
For that good comparison, it's also like if we actually see these weapons in game, it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
In the last live stream, we saw. One second. Let me confirm that before I actually start talking. Make sure I'm not spouting some shit I'm not supposed to be spouting.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are on PI. How is PI doing? You guys getting any good stuff? Anything you cannot talk about?
It's PI. We can't tell you.
I know. Just what I said.
We're not getting good stuff.
You're not getting good stuff. All right.
We can't say either way.
We're not allowed to talk about. Yeah, you're probably right. We shouldn't be talking. Say another way. I probably would say that like
I had to try. Yoni, what are you doing? You look like you're trying to solve a math problem.
I was trying to find something that I was like I was trying to find something and I couldn't find it.
Right,
too often we have like I think with all cosmetics that we like we're like they're too afraid to show off skin or overly sexualize a cosmetic set, and so we don't have a whole lot that like go certain way. Like it goes for like they definitely try to keep more realism. Like no one wants out there cosmetics. No one wants like fucking.
I mean, there are
a giant bunny Kigurumi.
I mean, there are some people in the community that
there are
some
people that want that. But
but
I think majority of people that want Ashes to Creation to be what it is don't want giant bunny Kigurumis.
Nobody wants that.
They don't want they don't want like more outlandish fucking sets.
No.
They want them to keep more realism, but there's not a problem with certain sets like going in certain directions for certain sets.
No, I mean, okay, for my personal taste, I do understand that there will be some cosmetics where you see a lot of skin, right? And that's okay, but I don't want to see. I mean, I'm trying to avoid, or I'm hoping they avoid the whole stripper bikini main tank thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have a main tank that is looking like, you throw dollar bills at her at a strip club.
So here's the difference between like people like people. There's levels of this. We've had this conversation before. Of no one wants bikini armor, but are you against boob plate?
What do you mean by boob plate?
Basically, boob plate.
Yeah, basically, this is boob plate.
This is boob. This is more bikini because it doesn't cover her midsection. Boob plate would still cover her midsection. Like boob plate is full plate, but it shows off. But it shows off the woman's breast.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's realistic, if it's. I mean, there are some.
There's gigantic arguments online about.
Yeah, I don't care what people say online. Majority of people online are idiots, anyways. But in the direction of what Steven is going, I'm okay with realistic boob armor. All right, let's say you have a woman or a female character that is a tank, right? If she wears, she has the boob slide all the way up to the right, so she has huge boobs. I'm okay with the plating showing. Okay, she has the thing, and I'm okay with it. I just don't want to see her being like in a bikini fighting, like, you know what I mean? I don't want that sort of thing.
You don't want bikini armor.
I don't want bikini armor, but
I don't think anyone wants.
Boob plate is fine. Boob plate has always been fine.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Different people have different levels of what they're okay with. People argue that boob plate isn't historically accurate. Just because, but like there weren't a whole lot of women on the battlefield that wore full plates, and plus, like you could argue that gender neutral set, like both male sets could fit on female. There's a bunch of arguments for why people are okay with boob plate. People aren't okay with boob plate. There's different levels of this. You have not okay with boob plate. You just want like everything to be gender neutral. I find that boring. You have okay with boob plate. And then you have overly sexualized / bikini armor.
I feel like there's a line between bikini armor and over sexualized because I think
they're okay.
And I think because I think you can do good. That there's people who want sexy armor.
There are people that want sexy armor.
So it's but I think you can deliver that without it being not armor.
I'm talking about overly sexualized. People want still sexy armor. Like if you're doing a rogue and you do like a tight leather set that shows off curbs and stuff like that, people want that kind of stuff. And it's still thematically accurate. You're still doing like a rogue thing. It's not like it's still covering everything. It's still like leather and stuff like that, but it still shows off curves and it's still guarding you and stuff like that. But if you do like overly sexualized, like things are showing off like a lot more stuff than they need to, or
let me ask you this, and this is just like a personal opinion question. I wanna ask you too. Do you think Ashes needs that sort of look for the player characters when you have so many other games out there that do exactly that.
I think it wouldn't hurt Ashes for the style they're going for. Too many other games do it in a way that like they'll add cosmetics that go above and beyond, like they go outlandish with it, and make it more like like it's mixed in with those outlandish kind of sets, and because they're willing to do that, they're willing to take the sexy armor the completely other direction, like a completely other direction as well. So like because you've given yourself an inch, you've gone the mile.
I guess I think there's a way to appeal to people who want those attractive sets without jeopardizing like the style.
Yeah.
I think it would be almost weird to not allow sexy sets and try to keep it as like prude as possible. Like I feel like, yeah, I just feel like that's a little weird, and it's just you're trying to be too controlling with it, which in reality, if Ashes was a real place, there'd probably be people who want to show off their bodies. So I don't think, yeah, I think I got my point across.
I mean, yeah, of course, there's gonna be people that want to show off their bodies, but do you want to show off your body when you're fighting a dragon? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, you brought up the codpiece thing, which is kind of the argument where, there's a few things there. Depends on your role in fighting the dragon. There's, I don't think there, yeah, sure, if you're in heavy armor, which, I mean, you can even argue, like, is heavy armor really going to help you against the dragon? It's going to beat you against the fucking wall. But, yeah, I don't think, I don't want it. I don't know.
If you're going in heavy
That's a
armor,
silly
so the sexualization of heavy armor, like if we're talking heavy armor, the sexualization of it goes neutral, boob plate, bikini male. There are other levels too, but those are like the three main ones. You have neutralized, boob plate, and bikini male. Boob plate is still fully coverage. It's still all that. Like you're still fully covered by boob plate. It just shows off the female form more. I argue for it because like so we don't do the traditional way of showing like already when video games do full plate heavy armor, they don't do a historically real version of full plate heavy armor. The male one is still like big, bulky, more like focused on the top half, like showing off like more masculine. Where in more historical times, you'd have like a fat belly to roll off the blade. It would hit and then roll off the blade. Roll off the blade.
I think that was done for aesthetical choices, and
it's done for a lot of reasons. It's more than just aesthetics. And like,
no, there's people who've made that argument where it's like it's to roll the blade off and all this, and it's could have had that effect, but a lot of those I think are over. It's kind of exaggerated the usefulness of the armor being designed that way. Most armors were designed a certain way for either aesthetics reasons or.
Most heavy plate is designed a certain way, and like if you go to a museum and you look at it historically, it like what we design in video games is not that. It's more fantasy things. It's what we're used to in terms of like the MMO fantasy kind of thing, and I just don't think that doing a female version goes against that.
Well, no, I think you almost just proved it. It's like, well, we already don't have armor that is historically accurate, so why would you say that? Why would you then say that the female armor can't be a thing because it's not historically accurate? Well, the male armor isn't either. So that's kind of a bullshit argument then, I think. To say that you can't have female armor, but you can't have male armor.
Yeah, and this isn't just like from a guy's point of view. I like we're all guys here, but like this isn't like we're all arguing for. I think we're all arguing for the same point. Like we're for more sexualized armor. This isn't just a guy's.
I'm
this
not.
isn't. This
I'm
isn't
not. I'm
just
not.
okay. I get okay,
I'm
but like
not. Fuck off. I'm not.
this isn't just a guy's point of view. There are still plenty of female gamers that still want to have more sexy armor. You want to design your character the way you want to design it. Like there are guys out there that make their character female. Like I'm not I'm gonna make my guy. I do male characters. I do some female characters like for side characters.
Yes, see,
designing them
it
once.
does matter. We have to talk about it. It's a serious topic.
It does.
We are kind of going off.
I mean, we're
with
always
it, but-
going off, but
Yeah,
God
I guess it is
sake,
this.
that's what we do.
We do that.
Expecting a professional podcast. How dare you?
But yeah, I don't know.
You want to
Just saying,
you want to stick
not-
to beat a dead horse? I mean, I don't know. I never.
I think the most I don't know. I guess as a person who's also focused on gameplay, if having more visual variety increases the amount of people who want to play the game, then I'm happy. I'm sure I agree there should be some boundaries, but
Should definitely be bound. There should definitely be boundaries. Don't go outlandish. Don't destroy not integrity. Don't destroy like the full on like theme of the game. Don't go out totally outlandish with it, but don't be afraid to like it doesn't seem like they are because they're like looking at it now that like you have certain things that do to kind of the boob plate thing. That Roman set that we got had like when we got the 3D render, it had like the boob plate thing. When you look at this one, it does like it shows off skin and it's willing to do like boob plate. I'm just saying like don't be afraid to do that.
I mean, if you have to, I guess if you have to, if you want to attract a certain type of player, go for it. I'm looking at Yoni's background right now.
Oh,
I mean, it's all good, I guess.
that's all right. So that's in the that's in the direction that I probably don't think they'll go. Like I don't think they're gonna do bunny higurumis. I don't think they're gonna do sexy lingerie with.
I don't
wings.
want. I mean,
I don't think they're gonna do Black Desert. I don't think they're gonna do.
Yeah,
Black
as long as
Desert
they
Online.
as long as they don't do Black Desert Online, I am fucking okay with it.
but
It's-
I mean, should there be underwear though? I mean, so people can do their ERP thing.
I mean,
you don't want to have people fight in underwear, sure, but like, should it still be an option?
I mean, do we need another Goldshire?
Games do.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And you still said yes.
I mean, have you been following the Final Fantasy 14 stuff?
No, I haven't.
It's not like it's unique to Goldshire.
I mean, I walked into Goldshire once, and I was like, okay, I gotta find out what all this is about, and I regret it till this day.
So with underwear, certain games do underwear. I think you see it more in Eastern MMOs. To where like if you in any game you take off all your armor, you take off all your clothes, all your stuff, and you're generally left with like a default kind of like brown, tan, or white undergarment. Based on your gender that you picked, race and gender. When games do underwear, it's just changing that stuff that's underneath your armor, and sometimes it does do like a stat difference. It's more like a stat stick than it is any kind of like actual cosmetic. It's just an additional stat stick, like
I don't think underwear should have stats. I think that's just making people grind too much stuff.
Yeah,
But sorry, I interrupted. But
if you're not going to give it stats, then I just wouldn't do it.
I think people would still like it.
People would probably still would like it, but like at the same time, my mentality is like, if you're not like, so the whole point of cosmetics is like, and why I'm in the camp of don't make cosmetics toggleable, is that like when people do buy cosmetics, when people do transmogs, when people like do that stuff, when they create the character, they want to like show that stuff off. If you're not showing you're not showing off underwear. Like you shouldn't be. Like there shouldn't be like incentive for you to do. Like if you're nude in city, you're just doing it like as a joke. If you're not gonna give underwear, if you're not gonna make underwear like an accessory, like fucking earrings, rings, necklaces, shit like that, then and give it a stat stick, then there's no point in doing underwear. Like the entire point of a cosmetic is to show it off. And if you're not, and like you're showing off armor, you're showing off cosmetics, you're showing that stuff off. You're making your character how you want it to look. I just don't think that
I'm not the target audience for it. I just know there's people who like it, and
okay, I can. Okay,
so
okay, I'm gonna throw my 5 cents into here. I'm okay with there being rings and stuff with stats like magic rings, magic necklaces, arm braces, whatever you need. Underwear with stats, nobody needs that. That is unnecessary, and literally nobody freaking needs that. Having let me I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Having cosmetic underwear in the cosmetic shop, I'm okay with. Having, you know, a pair of underwear with, I don't know, pumpkins on it for Halloween, whatever, I'm down. I would probably buy that because in my old WoW guild, we had events where we had to run across freaking Azeroth, survive in just our underwear. That's fun stuff. I'm okay with that. That's okay.
Okay, I guess what I'm thinking about, so in BDO, I don't think underwear has stats. I know it's a little bit more visible in your base armor. I just know they have a lot of underwear options, so I assume it's something people like to buy.
In BDO, a lot of the cosmetics show off. We have gone on a tangent, but we don't have a whole lot to talk about, so I'm okay with tangent this week.
Okay.
I'm just reading up on the last live stream. I'm sorry.
So, underwear having just being cosmetic versus stats in BDO, it's more their cosmetics and armor show off the underwear a lot more. In I don't know if they have stats, and I don't remember. It's been a while.
They do.
I don't think
they do.
I don't think. Let me look.
I think in Korean, like so in Korean games, mostly Eastern games, you do get stats. Like most of them, I think you get stats with your underwear. I think it's the case for Lost Ark when it's coming out. I think I think if I remember correctly from the beta.
Because I remember I bought underwear when the game first came out in the West.
I bought underwear for my character too. I played a sorceress.
Yeah, but I think I bought it. Yeah, wait. Black Desert Online.
Arcade
has Black Desert Online, Airblock Boxer Briefs, Equipped Effect, Luck +1, Outfit Slot Equip, Combat Experience plus 10%.
Okay, I'm wrong. It had stats.
It's so fun. You see, like you don't need that. You don't. Oh yeah, I got Luck +1 on my underwear. Maybe I'm not gonna shit my pants this time. I mean, stupid.
Why is the line on? Where is the line? Is it just because it's underwear? Like it has it's underwear, and you have like a preconception of it. Like, what's the difference between the stat stick of underwear versus the stat stick of another accessory that you can't see?
For me, it was just me drawing an arbitrary line. There was no strong reason. I sometimes feel like there's just too many armor pieces you have to make.
Okay, let me explain this in the most simplistic way possible, and I'm gonna. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, right? But I don't care because I'm back. I have things to say. I'm happy to do the podcast again. Super happy. So the thing that I want to say is that we have enough bullshit designed, horrible playable Asian grinder MMORPGs that make you think that you need all this shit that makes no sense, like underwear that has stats on it, when it's stupid designed. it just generates a need, or gives you the feeling of that you needed to play the game. Right.
All right. So
I'm more the Western EverQuest basic, role playing RPG Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. You got magic items, ring necklaces, all right. But if you're telling me right now that the new version of Dungeons and Dragons is a tank in a fucking tiger thong with plus stats on it, then I'm telling you I'm growing too old for gaming. I'm gonna go outside and race horses.
But you just so you said you're okay with underwear. You just don't.
Yes,
want
cosmetic fucking underwear. Cosmetic underwear.
That, all right. So are you talking? So like, imagine this. You go into your equipment. You go in your inventory. It shows your equipment on the side, and there's a slot for underwear.
It's probably gonna be empty for the longest time because when I fight fucking monsters, I go commando.
But all right, so but you still so you're okay with that there being a slot, but it's basically completely useless.
Yeah, pretty much. It's for role players, cosmetic kind of thing. But as soon as you put stats on it,
you're never gonna see.
Then you're gonna have to find a way for it to be interpreted into the game, so it's not pay to win.
I'm not arguing. I'm more so playing devil's advocate at this point.
I know you are. It's only my job, so you keep going because it feels kind of nice not to be the asshole for once. I missed you guys.
We missed you too. I don't know. You're arguing for a slot that's basically useless. You don't want it to have. You don't want to have. Like, you're never gonna see.
I'm not arguing for it.
Underwear.
I'm saying I'm okay with it. I'm not saying I'm okay with it. What I'm saying is I'm okay for there to be a slot for underwear because I know there are people out there that like role playing, and sometimes you go to the beach and you can only go into the water in your underwear, so your armor doesn't rust. I'm okay with that. All right. I'm saying putting stats on it and making it a necessary item, and then if let me put it this way: if they put it in the game and it has stats on it, and you can only obtain it in the game, then fuck it, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's another slot. I'm fine. Okay,
100%.
But as soon as they do it like Black Desert Online or any other shitty Asian MMORPG grinder where you have to spend real money for. Well, what is it? 10% more XP.
I don't think anyone's arguing for pay to win.
Okay, I'm just making sure. We're going off the rails a lot. So I'm just making sure.
No one's arguing for pay to win. The difference here is we have two people that are okay with cosmetic underwear, and then I'm saying that why is the line for?
I think it's how underwear is viewed in our society. It's kind of viewed. I don't know. It's not.
You're not gonna see it though, and so like if you're gonna have it as a slot.
Oh yeah, it's not that. It's that you. So I need to go grind the freaking Yetis to get my Yeti thong because it gives me more endurance and some bonus. There's something funny, like when you take it out of it just being a cosmetic and something serious. Like I need to look for my underwear. I'm looking for the thongs on the marketplace so I can get the right
here's the difference. Here's the difference. Grinding for a cosmetic Yeti thong that does nothing, it's just cosmetic. This is a neat little drop. This is funny. Versus the fact that like it has stats to it. So that point you're like, oh, I want to grind for my Yeti thong.
I need to get my Yeti thong.
I need to get my Yeti thong. Not only is that more funny.
This is my first podcast.
It's funny. That's
way more funny.
No, when we started talking about this, one thing I thought about it was if it was a slot, that means that even if it wasn't cosmetic, if it could drop from corruption, so someone kills you when you're corrupted, they get your underwear. I don't know why.
I cannot believe this is my first.
That was hilarious.
This is my first podcast back, and we're talking about Yeti thongs.
I think you talked about like.
Can we move?
I don't know. Imagine that killing someone and all you get is their underwear.
I just don't know. All right, so you're not gonna see it.
Can we move on? Go to the next.
Okay, fine. We'll move on. We'll talk about this a different time. I'm not done with this discussion though. If we're talking about more cosmetics, they also showed off the Jade Dog and the the little horned raccoon thing.
The yes, horned raccoon pig squirrel.
The what? Oh, the new cosmetic set. Wait, I have to find it.
No, it's old.
It's old.
I
Okay,
forgot what it's called.
hold on. I got everything.
They also showed off a couple in the video that they had. Like you had the horned
Which-
frog and the jellyfish thing.
Yeah, it's what I was looking for. Hold on.
They're holding out on me. I want to see the freaking shroom Roroni.
We also got the
Mushroom
gator.
The gator. It's for dragging that one mount we bought like over a year ago.
That
Not mount,
caravan.
caravan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for dragging the caravan. They've implemented it as a mount. I always thought they would. It's smaller as a mount than I thought it would be for like what it seemed it would be for. You could definitely tell that they're probably they're probably using the scale runner skeleton and animation set for it. I think
The Purgle is what that one thing's called.
The Purgle.
But yeah, no, I thought that was cool to see that the gator. And it also kind of gives me some hope that like we'll see that gator as a mountain game that we could maybe get.
No, I 100% think you will. I think that's what the point of this was is like so like the gator. We originally got it for the caravan, and I always thought, oh, because the caravan skin, we will get it as a mount. I think they pretty much just confirmed it here.
Because that's cool. Because yeah, we've seen a lot of unique mounts for the caravans themselves. So it kind of makes me wonder if those mounts that are for the caravans that weren't actually sold as skins themselves, if they'll be mounts in the game.
I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, I mean, we knew that as soon as Alpha 1 is over, there isn't going to be a lot of new content for a while. And I mean, it's always nice to see concept art go into 3D renders and us having a chance to see what it looks like.
The longest time, all we got was concept
I
art.
know. But now,
so now we're actually seeing things made.
Yeah, but now I'm wondering when will we see like new like gameplay content. I know the combat thing is gonna be probably the longest thing, but like we have till this day have not seen anything in regards to instanced like content, like no instance raids, no instance dungeons or anything like that.
The instance stuff in the game is already fairly limiting. Well, I when the full release, you're only gonna have I don't remember the percentage that they actually said, but like
80-20, I think it was 80-20.
Yeah, if it's the case, then yeah, 88% of it's open world, 20% of it's instance, and like so, I don't think you're gonna see very much like instance stuff just yet.
I know, but
limited.
just still, I would like to see something like more siege-related content. Like, I mean, like naval stuff, more underwater stuff.
They've talked about how much they're actually working on naval stuff, and I believe this is another thing I don't remember. I think it was in the live stream. They've shown like how they're animating underwater and filling the underwater with stuff. Like one live stream they showed like this is client side too, so you can turn it off. But like how they have fish just swimming all over the water, filling the ocean. In terms of like actually filling the ocean with content, like an underwater dungeon, underwater cities, and stuff like that. I don't know when we'll get that, but like they're definitely working on naval stuff. They talked about it a lot. And then so I definitely think we'll probably see it come Alpha 2, when we'll actually start seeing more of it in live streams, I don't know. I don't think they're trying to hide anything from us. I just don't think they're ready to show.
I'm not saying
any
they're
more of that
hiding.
stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they're hiding anything. I just would love to see, I don't know, new biomes, desert, like, because we keep seeing Alpha 1, the Alpha 1 island. So I'm just wondering, with Alpha 1 now being finished, just, how much longer is it going to take till we see like something brand new that isn't
seeing something and actually testing something. I'd probably like testing. You're probably looking at mid next year. I'd probably say. I don't think we're gonna be testing anymore. I don't think we're gonna get Alpha 2 till mid to late next year.
Really? I think Alpha 2 is more like early 2023.
You think it's 2023?
Yeah, 2023. I mean, Alpha 2 is where we are no longer on Alpha 1 island, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole continent.
We're gonna have a whole continent, and so far, that's why I'm going with this. Is so far all we've seen is concept art turned into 3D renders, and I know they have the process. So I'm just wondering. I'm going based off what we've seen so far. I just think it's gonna be a while. If we now in the following months get more leaks and more like hey, these are the remade dwarves. These are, the orcs 3D renders. This here is a node completely built with like Renkai buildings, Vec building. We haven't seen the Vec yet either. If they start popping that out monthly or maybe even like bi-weekly, like leaks, like Steven likes to do them.
They've definitely described the Renkai.
I mean, yeah, they describe Steven. Yeah, I know, but we haven't seen it. And then they start doing like flyovers over, hey, yeah, this is one area of the world, and as soon as we see that stuff, then I believe, okay, Alpha 2 is a couple, maybe half a year away. But so far, I don't see Alpha 2 really. Maybe they're aiming for it. Because during the 24-hour stream, I managed to do a donation, and where I said sorry that I couldn't like help out the team this year, because normally I do also a 24-hour stream when they do their 24-hour stream. And I don't know who said it. One of the guys that Steven was playing Pathfinder with, he said, oh yeah, don't worry, next year you're going to be busy playing Ashes of Creation. So I think they're aiming at it for next year, which is
you
cool.
Said 2023 though.
Yeah, I don't know. I see early 2023.
I didn't make any predictions.
I know you don't. Silly you.
They have said it's gonna be a while, so pretty much just like
yeah,
like they're gonna take their time building it. They don't want to make mistakes that other studios have made and like rush their stuff. They want to take their time making the game.
Sorry, I didn't have anything. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
So, do we want to talk about like? So they talked about the combat design, how they've been working on their approach for the action tab combo, and I guess another question that was asked during the live stream that has me interested was the one about, I think he was trying to ask about like stealth as a base skill, but Steven brought up that, and maybe I missed this and this was brought up in the past, but he brought up that there'll be a skill tree, like a base skill tree that everyone will have access to, that gives you like active block and dodge, and you'll be able to put like points in it, similar to, I don't know if you take points, like where the points come from, if it's the same points you put into your class tree that you could also put in this tree, but
I imagine that'd probably be like the weapons section, like because we saw like in the Alpha 1 test we saw weapons, actives and passives. I imagine that'd probably be like the weapons section of the tree,
where it's its own points or something like that.
I don't know about its own points, maybe possibly, but
no, this sounds like something new. that wasn't, because we're still going to have a weapon section, but there's also going to be a section that has things like active block and dodge. So
Honestly,
I just like the idea of having those baseline abilities. So that made me really excited to hear, and I'm just kind of interested what other abilities they put in that tree.
To say it's a tree, it'll probably have to be like fleshed out. And I don't know like how leveling it up will.
Can I be honest with you guys?
Yeah. Go ahead.
At this point, I'd rather have them just go full tab targeting.
You say that there are plenty of people in the thing. Like, you
I know. There are plenty
of people that are in the opposite direction.
This is my frustrating thing when I hear that. It's like they're like trying to combine the two, and it's like everyone's like, just go full tab. It's like, let them make whatever they're gonna make and try that out. Like, why are people so threatened by this combat
I'm not
system?
threatened by it. But you have to understand, I've been around since like the start. I know where we've been. I know where we have been. I know where we might go. So at this point, all I'm saying is, God damn it. All I'm saying is, just, play it on the safe side and just, go tab first and then.
That isn't safe side.
Why isn't that safe side?
Just because they go tab doesn't mean it'll play. Well, one, if you're imagining WoW's tab is technically a hybrid.
Yeah, I know.
In that, so what they're making will technically be probably similar to WoW, just with possibly more action elements in it. So it's like this idea of the safe side is people imagine that if they do tab, it will be implemented the way they want it to be, and I think that's just a dangerous way to think. So
the reason. Okay, so let me maybe I wasn't clear. When I say go tab targeting, go the direction WoW is. Yeah, all right, and add like movement stuff, because a lot of people I read conversations on the forums over the last couple months because I couldn't do anything else really. I followed Discord conversation. There are so many people that think that there will be a lot of aiming in Ashes, which to some degree there will be, right? But to like really lock that down and make it work, I still feel like we are so far away from that. So what I'm saying is,
I don't think we are. I don't
know what you guys are testing.
Let them. Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are testing in PI. I know, and I don't want you to talk about it. I'm just saying is, for me personally, I feel like the majority of people playing MMORPGs, they could really care less if it's action combat or tab targeting.
I disagree. Yeah. When we had Alpha Zero, the one thing that kept on happening was like, guys, don't worry, this is just the tab side. There's also going to be an action side. It was like, and then there was complaints that the combat was boring. So it's like, I think people need to chill and let them do their thing. And when they give us their thing, we give them feedback on that thing. Like trying to be like, from the outside, being like, you should do this. I think it's just being.
You see, I disagree with that.
There are people in both camps. Like the people in both camps who are like, oh, they should just go tab target. Oh, they should just go full action. And
I mean, look at that are
just like, keep doing what you're doing.
Look at Final Fantasy, which, from my point of view, has some of the most boring combat in any MMORPG currently active, and it's still the most played MMORPG.
But that's probably not. There's many aspects to an MMO.
I know there's many.
That's one of them.
So,
and here's the thing. Then, if combat doesn't really matter, then why not just let them make their combat?
Combat is one of the most important things. Combat is one of the most important things in an MMO. The reason that Final Fantasy's combat works is because Final Fantasy's majority, and when it came out, was only really PvE content, and it works for their PvE content, and is engaging and interesting for their PvE content. In terms of PvP, I think everyone agrees that PvP Final Fantasy isn't great and isn't the best. For Ashes, you have a very much very heavily Not entirely, but heavily PvP game.
Exactly, and the majority of the PvP in Ashes is large-scale combat.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's not the majority. There's going to be a huge emphasis on that, but I think a lot of your fights are going to be small scale.
Yeah.
By large scale, I mean group-based combat. There's not going to be a lot of 1-on-1 or 2v2s. There's going to be.
There's going to be plenty of those.
There's arenas like that, and people are going to be dueling and stuff like
It's not
that.
just
You're
that.
going to have people
find
out.
people in the open world.
Yeah, you're gonna have people on the open world that are attacking. They're attacking each other like small scale. You're gonna have both small scale and large scale content going on. Content and PvP going on.
And
Combat is one of the biggest things in MMOs. Like one of the biggest things people pay attention to in MMOs right now. The thing that turns people off from Final Fantasy. The reason people like people don't go to Final Fantasy and say like, oh, it's the best game out right now, is because of the content. It's the combat, not content. Because it is the combat. It's the one thing I think from Final Fantasy that throws people off from Final Fantasy.
I can only talk about myself and my opinion. Like, I like raiding a lot. Like, if I could rate, if there would be a game that would be just be raiding, I would be raiding. And I've seen Final Fantasy raids, right? And they look really interesting. The reason I'm not playing Final Fantasy is, first up, like the effects and everything and the whole like aesthetic of the game is just not pleasing to me, and it just doesn't hit the spot. Secondly, I'm not a big fan of cross-play MMORPGs, and Final Fantasy from its core up was designed to also be played on console. That's why the combat is never going to be on the same level as World of Warcraft or any other PC-based MMORPG. Right?
I don't know if that's true.
Yes,
it was designed heavily for the PlayStation. That we played on the PlayStation.
When it first came out, their biggest selling point was you can play this on console. When it first came out, you can like
that. All right. So like one of the big selling features was the it's playable on PlayStation, and like a lot of its design choices are in terms of I do think you could definitely argue for like a console PC kind of thing. I think it works on both. Like just the way it's designed works because of how the combat works. It works on both. I don't think either has a clear advantage over the other. But that's how it's designed. Final Fantasy is its own beast in a lot of aspects. I don't think you can use Final Fantasy as an excuse as a metric to gauge Ashes. If you're looking for and Ashes isn't purely a raid, like it has raids, and like they've said there's going to be a lot of good raids, and I'm all for it, and I'm with you. I'm majority raider, but the game has a lot in terms of PvP.
I know it has a lot. Okay, let me maybe just me today. What I'm trying to say is, because a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, action combat this, action combat that, including your guild leader. Because me and DA had lots of fights about this. The problem with the term action combat is that the majority of people don't know what they really mean when they say action combat. They say action combat, they think Black Desert Online and freaking no-scoping 360s and all that stuff, right? What I'm saying is lock down a pretty simple description of what you're trying to do, and then just go with that. Meaning, go down the World of Warcraft hybrid Guild Wars 2 route, right, and lock that down for Alpha 2. Then, through the course of the further development of the game, it doesn't need to be right now, because World of Warcraft in the beginning wasn't as hybrid as it is now. Add the action combats of whatever you want to call it.
You can't do that though. You're coming into an ecosystem with World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2. You can't just try to start where WoW started and then be like, okay, our combat can grow at the same rate as well.
Why not?
No, you're coming into a new ecosystem with different combat system, and so you have to be at where they are right now. You can't just start.
No, that's what I'm saying. Start where they are right now, and then build from there.
I don't know. I feel like this is just like a weird argument where you're just like, you don't know where they're at. Just let them show us what they have. If you were fine with what you saw in Alpha 1, then I don't think you're going to be horribly disappointed with their hybrid system. You just need to let them come up.
That's the thing. That's the thing. From what I saw in Alpha 2, and for now, what I've been through with Apocalypse and with Alpha Zero and all that stuff, I'm just worried that the hybrid system they're going for is never really gonna hit the spot for anybody. It's gonna be more like a mess that is gonna be in the works for years to come. So what I'm just saying, or what I would like them to do, is lock down World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2 kind of combat right now with the hybrid system, with the mobility, with the dodging, with the free aim stuff, and then add the
free aim stuff is the action stuff though.
I know that's what I said earlier when the action combat stuff where you aim and the crosshair and all that stuff. Add that stuff later down the line.
Okay, you're focusing very heavily. I think you're very focused. So people already think that the game's gonna, like, the game's combat in the end product is gonna just turn out to be a Guild Wars 2. Is going to turn out more. I just more like Guild Wars 2. I think what you're focusing very heavily on right now is the free aim that we had during Apocalypse with the crossbow and
because
the
I just
longbow
I
and
read
stuff like that.
I just read a conversation earlier. That's why I brought this, because I just read earlier a conversation on the Discord where they were talking about, oh yeah, you're gonna be able to aim in ashes, like, with a machine gun. You're gonna be able to do headshots, but you're gonna be able to go pew pew pew. And I'm like, yeah, no, why would you say that? No, that's just bad.
I don't know. To me, I see it as a situation like League, where they have a lot of skill shots and they have a lot of point and clicks.
I mean, you can have skill shots with a hybrid tab system.
I don't know. I want to see what they're coming up with before people say, like, oh, we just need to scrap it. To me, it feels like, I don't know. That attitude just pisses me off. It's like, let the devs do their thing.
I mean, Sagerson, I'm letting them do. Like, I'm not saying you need this. I'm just saying from maybe take another approach.
His main argument is about the free aiming stuff from APOC, where you can aim down the sights.
Because a lot of people.
I'm more in the camp of Stackerson. I wait and see, because there's really a lot of balancing in that as well. Because if you do the free aim stuff, I see a lot of heavy focus on ranged, which is kind of what we have in MMOs anyway. Anyway, is like ranged, you need a lot of gap closers and stuff like that to make melee have an equal footing for.
Well, melee is everyone's supposed to have a ranged weapon, so everyone should be able to apply pressure at a range. And I mean, I'm not sure what it would be, but I play Darkfall. I like that style of combat, so I kind of want to see, like, if they can modernize it and what happens with that before.
Yeah. I'm in the same camp. I'd wait and see where the direction for the range stuff goes. Like a lot of that stuff goes. I'm not against the directions they've gone so far. If they come out with that, if we get the merge thing and range just fucking dominates, then there's a bunch of balancing stuff, and I might say just take out the free aim stuff. I think that's the part you're focusing on. Like, you're not arguing against action combat. You're arguing against free aim.
I don't like calling it action combat.
I love free aim, so that's what I want in the MMO, is that free aim. I'd play a melee character too. This isn't a tab
versus action argument. This is free aim versus no free aim argument.
I want free aim.
Okay.
I think I want what you guys fear, but I want you guys to at least try it before you fear it, and them to have an attempt at balancing it.
Yeah,
that's to see what the game becomes when it's like that. Because it's not going to be exactly play like WoW, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think it is, especially when you add in things like active block.
I'm not afraid against it. I just want to I'm not afraid against it. I'm just saying that's a balancing thing that I don't like. I have to see it and comment on it before they can fix it. And if they can't fix it by the time the game releases, then we'll see. I'm a wait and see. Yeah, I'm a wait and see. I'm in the wait and see kind of thing. I'm not
they can always reduce the range something travels. That is, if it comes down to it, they can reduce the lane aim down sight stuff, so it's the same range as a tab.
Yeah, I'm not. There's plenty.
So I feel like it's nothing to be scared about.
But all right, so I'm more so just clarifying what the argument. You guys were both for action combat, or for hybrid, for for tab. Not the one was like purely action combat. It was a hybrid versus, but the argument in reality is a free aim versus no free aim argument.
The thing is, and I'm gonna stick with this. I know Hey Stackerson's gonna hate me with this. I just, with the whole action combat thing, I just see big issues down the line when it comes to large scale PvP from the client side, not from the server side, from the client side. So that's what's something that worries me.
I'm not going to say any of that until we actually get it. And
yeah, I know.
There's so much more to the game. You're not going to have it's not like you're going to have sieges daily. So to balance the game around these supposed to be pinnacle rare events, because something like, I don't know, I think that's just a silly reason to drag down the combat. Let it become what they're trying to make it.
I know, of course, yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, I just have worries, and
I mean, they're also.
I think at this point we're going back and forth.
I know we're going back. We're done anyways. It's We've been 1 hour. Good conversation, Stackerson.
If you guys want to continue that conversation, we can continue the conversation. Go over a little bit, but
no,
like,
I mean,
I just feel
like
that conversation was going back and forth in circles.
I know we always go back and forth. We either go off trail or we go back and forth. Jesus.
No, I'm fine with
Stop being such a Nancy.
I'm fine with off topic. I was fine with off topic for this podcast. Because we didn't have a whole lot to talk about, and we filled up the hour.
Here's what we gotta do.
The whole back and forth thing, like, I'm fine with it, but it has to be within a degree. Like, you can't go back and forth for like 2 hours.
Why not? We've just been on an hour. We can go back and forth for an hour. Man, dude, we talked about fucking Yeti thongs and fucking boobs. Jesus.
That's off topic. That's not back and forth.
Anyways, we're done for today. I'm gonna jump over to the Ashes Discord for the after hour in case you guys want to join me and talk about Ashes. We can argue about it a little bit longer
We
over
can talk
there.
more about Yeti thongs.
We can talk more about Yeti thongs and boob sliders and plate armor and me being right over Staggerson when it comes to action combat.
Well, you're gonna see who's right.
Not action combat, free aim.
Free aim combat. I'm sorry. And
yeah. So like your whole argument earlier about like people not clarifying what they want in terms of action combat, for that argument, you have to clarify about what your argument is for that. Your argument was specifically free aim. Your argument was not a specific type of action combat. Your argument is very specifically free aim.
Yes. All right, we're done for today. We're jumping over to the Discord. All right, everybody, thanks for watching.
See you, Paradox.
We
Jalon came and said hello.
Hey, I know he's been here all the time. Jalon, love you.
Not bad.
And we will be back in 2 weeks. Next time with Faisal. I'm gonna do a whole setup for the stream just for Faisal. Gonna put him on a throne, put him a little hat on him. And yeah, so everybody, thanks for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks. And we will be on the Ashes Discord in case you guys want to chat us up. All right,
For the
bye.
after hour.
For the after hour.
Boy.